Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope everyone is safe and healthy. Please stay at home and help flatten the curve. So for today, finally we are unboxing the Final Fantasy VII Remake First Class Edition. This includes, of course, the Cloud Strife and Hardy Daytona action figure. I pre-ordered this last year and it just arrived this month. It was delayed for a little while because of the current situation with all the lockdown happening, but I'm still glad that it finally arrived. I had to purchase the digital copy of the game just to be able to play the game last April 10 when it premiered, and I think it was such a hassle because I was expecting to get the physical copy of the game in time. But yeah, I had to get the digital version just to be able to play the game ASAP because I was weak that way. So for this video, I won't review the game and we will focus on the action figure and this First Class Edition package. Now, I'm super excited for this game and this action figure because I am a huge fan of Final Fantasy VII since the original game was released back in 1997. This was the game that introduced me to RPGs and the Final Fantasy universe. And having to play the remake is so exciting and it's going to be very nostalgic for me. As well as having the figure, of course. If there is an action figure that I would definitely want to complete, Final Fantasy is for sure one of them. So I will not drag this any longer. It's time to unbox the Final Fantasy VII Remake First Class Edition Cloud Strife and Hardy Daytona PlayArt Sky action figure. So this is how it was delivered to me. It has this really cool slick black bag with the logo of Shinra Electric Power Company on one side, which I think is really cool. And on the side, it has the hashtag FF7R and the date of the release, which is April 10, 2020, which unfortunately this package did not arrive on that date. And on the other side, it has the Final Fantasy VII Remake logo. Now, this order also arrived with a free PS4 Final Fantasy VII poster. It has a back-to-back design with Cloud on the other side and Sephiroth on the back. I appreciate that the store I pre-ordered this game from included this poster. And I will surely frame this and hang it on my wall just to remind me of the milestone in Final Fantasy gaming. Now, this is the game box, which includes some freebies I will show you later. Now, I will quickly show you the shipping box. Basically, this is a brown box with the label of Final Fantasy VII Remake logo and the PlayArt Sky logo. Okay, now this is the box of the PlayArt Sky figure. It just have a solid black design with the Final Fantasy VII Remake logo along with PlayArt Sky logo. I'm cool with the layout being this simple. I mean, it kind of gives the box a premium and clean look. It would have been awesome though to see a badass print layout on the box, but basing it from the PlayArt Sky boxes, I'm really not a fan of their layout, so making this box simple and clean is okay for me. This manual comes with a package. It basically includes all details you need to know about the action figure and instructions on how you can change the parts of Cloud Strife. Alright, so here he is, the Cloud Strife Hardy Daytona action figure. Looking at it right now, so far, this action figure is really amazing, and wow, that Hardy Daytona motorcycle is something else. I will get into the details in a bit and show you both Cloud and his badass motorcycle, but first let me show you the accessories and parts that are included in this package. So of course, Cloud comes with his Buster Sword. So this is Cloud's trademark weapon. The Buster Sword serves as an iconic image for Cloud and Final Fantasy due to its massive size and is wielded by Cloud in most of his appearances. So this is an accurate execution of the Buster Sword. It's made of plastic and the texture and details are good. It even has the material slot clearly shown on the sword. Now, aside from the closed fist hands that are already attached on the figure, Cloud comes with 2 grip hands to hold his weapon, 2 motorcycle handle hands you can use whenever he is riding his Hardy Daytona, 2 relaxed hands, and an extra grip hand. And we have the standard PlayArt Sky stand, which I absolutely hate because this stand is super limited and fragile. I have a couple of PlayArt Sky stands that easily break, and I hope PlayArt Sky will update their stand and give us something better. We also have this extra part which we will use to attach the Buster's sword on Cloud, and the stand tool. You will use this when you need to rescrew parts of the stand. Now let's look at Cloud. I must say this is an accurate depiction of the Cloud remake version. This is a good looking action figure. I like the weight of the figure. The paint is well done and the details are spot on. From his hair, his costume, and accessories down to his shoes, just look at the details. I like it, and it's a nice action figure of Cloud. I had the initial release of Cloud Remake PlayArt Sky figure before, and I sold it to make way for this new figure. But I'm not sure if they changed anything. Sadly, I can't compare it now with this new Cloud figure, but I feel that this figure had so much detail and is more game accurate. Maybe because I know I have a reference having been able to play the game lately. Now let's check Cloud's articulation. Obviously you can tilt his head up and down and sidewards. I think the head has a ball joint as well as the neck, so you can really tilt his head the way you like it. So that's a good articulation for the head. And for his torso, there's a joint for his torso, so you can turn his torso upwards or do a ab crunch up to this level, which is a decent articulation. Now you can tilt his torso sidewards as well, and there's a joint there, so you can rotate or swivel his torso. Now his belt and other accessories are loose, so Cloud can freely, move around, as well as his accessory on his shoulder. So when you tilt his arms upwards, it will not go in the way. So he has a bicep swivel as well, so you can angle his arms, and it has a ball joint on his elbows. Now it doesn't have a double joint, but you can bend his elbows up to this point, and there's a ball joint as well on his hands, so you can tilt it sidewards and forwards. Or now for the legs, his clothes are, some parts of his clothes are made of rubber, so it doesn't get in the way of his articulation, but you can spread his legs up to this point. It has a joint there. So there's also a leg swivel, and it has a double joint knee. It somehow, the cloth, it's somehow hidden on the clothes, but when you bend his legs up to this point, the joints will show. And then there's a toe hinge, so you can actually pose him in really dynamic poses with this toe hinge, and you can make him kick up to this point and tilt his legs back. For the feet, there's a hinge there, so you can tilt it forward, backward, and also sidewards. So you can have the dynamic poses that you want with Cloud. So overall, it's a great articulation. He's not Spider-Man, so you don't really need super complicated poses, but I think you can achieve the pose that you want for Cloud with this type of articulation. What's also great about this action figure is you can attach the Buster Sword using this part on Cloud's back, similar to how Cloud carries his weapon on FF7 Remake. Unlike the original game where you control Cloud without knowing where he keeps his Buster Sword whenever he is running around Shinra, in Remake, you see his weapon attached on Cloud's back most of the duration of the game, so it's great that you can recreate that with this action figure. So all you need to do is take this part and put it on one of the materia slot, and then you can attach it on the slot on the back of Cloud, and there you can actually recreate him having his Buster Sword on his back. And now let's look at the best accessory of all, the Hardy Daytona motorcycle. Just look at that. Look at how massive this motorcycle is. I mean, it's just amazing. I'm just in awe. Such a badass accessory. The details are mind-blowing. Look at the motor details, the glossy finish on the motor's body, and the exhaust pipes with this metallic finish. I'm just amazed in how beautiful this is. Now, not to spoil anything, but just to give you a quick background, the Hardy Daytona is a motorcycle in Final Fantasy VII and Final Fantasy VII Remake that Cloud Strife rides during the party's escape from Shinra building. The weight of this figure is awesome. It feels great in your hands. It's made of several materials. I'm assuming a combination of plastic and die cast because the figure doesn't feel like plastic at all. It has functioning wheels and they are rubber. They spin and they have articulation for motorcycle turns. Now, how cool is that? Now for size comparison, just to show the scale of Cloud alongside other Final Fantasy characters and PlayArt Sky figures, I'll show you how he scales with Prince Noctis over here from Final Fantasy 15. And then this is how he scales with Sora from Kingdom Hearts 3, also from PlayArt Sky. Then let's put Lunafreya from Final Fantasy 15 as well. And let's include Nyx Ulrich from Final Fantasy 15 Kingsglaive. So you guys can see how Cloud scales with other PlayArt Sky figures. So now it's time to look at the physical copy of the game. This is the box. It has the Final Fantasy VII Remake logo on the front with the PS4 logo in solid black layout. At the back you see shots from the game and additional details about the game. So in it you will find a mini soundtrack and extra freebies, but this is what I'm really most excited about. It's the Final Fantasy VII art book. So I'm just gonna flip right through it quickly and give you guys a preview. But it has so many cool character arts, character concepts. So this is one of the things that I'm really excited. Just look at that. Look at the artwork of Cloud. Yep. And I'm glad to have this deluxe edition art book in my collection. And this is the steel case for the Final Fantasy game. So it has a metallic it's a metallic case, and it has a cool artwork of Sephiroth, and it has this sort of like glossy finish on Sephiroth. So yeah, it's a cool looking case. It has the Final Fantasy VII Remake title. Oh, it has artworks inside the case as well, so it's cool. I'm not sure if I'm gonna use it though. And this is the game, so it has the artwork similar to the original Final Fantasy VII and some shots again at the back of the game. So I'm not sure if I'm going to open this since I already have the digital copy, but yeah, just to show you guys, this is the deluxe set. The verdict. For the verdict, overall this is worth the wait and every penny I have spent for this figure. If you're a Final Fantasy VII fan and nostalgia is super important to you, I don't think the price will really matter because it is a quite pricey figure. But this is a limited edition figure, and if you're a huge fan, you would really love to have this as part of your Final Fantasy collection. Cloud is a good looking figure, and it's great to have this type of figure finally for Final Fantasy VII. I will wait for the day that there will be a 1/12 scale action figure for Final Fantasy universe, but for now this will do. And the Hardy Daytona motorcycle blew my mind. It is just a beautiful piece, and trust me, you will feel great to see this on your desk or on your display. So I highly recommend this to all Final Fantasy VII fans. Okay, unfortunately that's all the time we have. What do you think of this first class edition set? Do you like it? Do you think it's worth the price? Have you played the game already? Let me know your thoughts because I love hearing from you guys. So let me know your opinion or questions down on the comments section. If you like this video, please don't forget to give me a thumbs up. And if you're not yet a subscriber of my channel, please hit the subscribe button so you can watch more outside the box toy reviews and tutorials from me. I hope to see you guys on my next video. Always stay safe, be kind, be awesome. Jamata. Bye bye.